Okay, hello everyone, good morning. My name is Joseph Wonder, and this is the voice of your initiator. Okay, welcome to today's podcast. It's been quite a journey. Okay, today, as the title says, I'll be speaking on the principle of becoming, right? The principle of becoming, and how it is God's intention for us not to have things, for us not to pursue after things, but to become something, right? And we'll look at a few scripture, but then I'll give us some few illustrations on real life events. Okay, and the first is this. Under the description, I said what we truly possess, what will last among our possession is not what we have, but what we have become, right? For example, if there is a crowd now and then there are two options for each person in the crowd to pick from. Either you are made a millionaire or you are given 10 million naira. Obviously, you know what the response will be. A higher percentage of those people will choose to receive the funds rather than the lecture, because lecture takes time to, it looks as though it takes time for you to become, but you can quickly have, all right? And this is the little mistake we are making. What will truly last is not what we have in our hands or in our homes or in our bank accounts, but what we have become. What lasts is what we have become, not what we have. What will last is what we have become, not what we have. I once heard one of the top richest guys in the world saying, if you take away all his wealth, if you give him some couple of years, he's going to make his back again. And that is because he's not just a billionaire. He does not just have billions, rather, he has become. And this is what we lack. We want to have because it looks as though it is quicker to have than to become. Because becoming means you have to go through the process. But you can't have anything without going through the process. You can shortcut your way into having, but you can't shortcut your way into becoming. So people prefer to have rather than to become. Alright? And then looking into scripture, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26, the intention of God says, let us make man in our image. See, let us make this man to become like us, to look like us, right? And then let them have dominion. If you see it now, so it's a chain. You have to make you to become like us, to look like us, and then you have dominion. But then the man wants to have dominion without becoming like God, without looking like him. And we see Genesis chapter 2 verse 15, God made the woman, right? Genesis chapter 1 verse 27 say God created the man. His initial plan was to make the man, but he created the man. That means he has not been made yet. And then Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7, God formed the man. Okay, but there was still a need for a making, and the secret to the making of the first Adam was revealed in Genesis chapter 3 after they fell. Verse 8 says, in the cool of the day, God was walking in the garden. So this was the time of making the man, because making demands a process. It is not just a day thing, it's a continuous thing. So God kept visiting the garden in a bit that as the man can commune with him, the man can be like him. It can, like a metamorphosis stage, it can transform into the same thing that he is. Because 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 18 says, as we behold, we become. Alright, as we behold, we become. So this was what God was trying to do to the man, in a bit, that if he beholds me, he will become. Because we only created and formed him, we have not made him. But then the man fell. The man fell because he had everything he needed, and then he thought it was about having. And so when he fell, because he had not become, he lost everything he had. He lost the garden. You see? So strive to become, because in becoming you will have. But in having does not guarantee that you have become. Because this is life. We can't always the security. I was about saying we can't always have wins like that, and this may look a little bit talked down on faith and our redemption package. But the security to what we have is that it came from within, not from outside. I once did a little series on balance from within. It always comes from within. It always comes from within. It always comes from within. Anything we have not become, we will lose it. Is it that we lose it, or we will lose ourselves to it if we have it? So the best way to have and to ensure this, to ensure what we have, is to become. To become. The capacity of our mind to become. This transformation of our mind to become, not just to have. So seek after becoming. Don't pursue after having. Because anything you have can leave you, but anything you become is yours. Is yours and is yours. Okay, I was a little bit emotional there. Alright, and that will be the end of today's podcast. Okay, so you sit tight, buckle your seat belt, even as we continue this journey of great flight to ensure your life takes a great height. I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, you know the drill. Keep shining.